Hi there, and welcome to our Blue Sky Bridge school program video. We know you're busy, so thank you for taking the time to learn more about our program. Our goal for this video is for you to understand what we'll be talking with your student about and to answer any questions you may have. We know that you are the most important source of information in your child's life. In this video, we'll be talking about who we are at Blue Sky Bridge, summarizing our kindergarten, 3rd, and 5th grade school presentations, and then in the second half, we will give you 10 tips to help keep kids safe. Blue Sky Bridge is the Child Advocacy Center for Boulder County and one of more than 830 child advocacy centers across the U.S. For over 15 years, we've offered classroom programs that help prevent abuse by empowering kids and educating adults. We believe in safe, happy childhoods, and education is at the heart of that. Sometimes adults are concerned that the information we'll be presenting will be scary for students or that it might be too advanced or put ideas in their head. We want to assure you that whatever grade your child is in, all lessons are geared toward the developmental level of students in that grade, and we present the information in a fun and engaging way. Here are just a few of many quotes from parents, teachers, and even kids themselves after they participate in our lessons. Now that you know who we are, let's talk about our kindergarten, 3rd, and 5th grade programs. Feel free to forward this video to the sections that apply to your student or students. We'll start with kindergarten. Our kindergarten program is delivered over 4 15-minute lessons. We use puppets, videos, songs, and stories to introduce body safety concepts in a gentle, kindergarten-friendly way. In the first week, we talk about personal space and boundaries using the language of the personal space bubble. We teach kids that each person stays in their own bubble, and we give them some ideas for what to say if someone pops their bubble, or if they accidentally pop a friend's bubble. We use a hula hoop to help kids visualize the size of each person's personal space bubble. In the second lesson, we introduce the idea of safe and unsafe touch. A safe touch is one you want that makes you feel happy, like a hug from your family or a high five from a friend. An unsafe touch is one that hurts your body, like a punch or a kick. It could be one that doesn't hurt, but one that you don't want, like a hug from a friend when you're not ready. We use our puppets to show different types of touches, like a hug versus a push, and ask the kindergartners to help us identify which ones are safe and which ones are unsafe. We do let students know that sometimes adults might need to touch them to help keep them safe and healthy. For example, helping them brush teeth or putting on a seatbelt. These kinds of touches are okay, even if the child doesn't want them right in that moment. In the third lesson, we teach kids that there are parts of the body called private parts. These are the parts of the body covered by a swimsuit in the front and the back. We read a book called Some Parts Are Not for Sharing. Kindergartners learn that it may be okay for an adult to look at or check their private parts if it's to keep them safe and healthy, like at the doctor or if they're hurt. We tell them that any other touching of private parts, if it's not to keep them safe and healthy, is an unsafe touch, and it's something that you, as their trusted adult, need to know about. In the fourth lesson, we review what we've covered and teach kids how they can get help if anything makes them feel uncomfortable. We read a book called Your Body Belongs to You. We remind students that if anything makes them feel unsafe or anything happens that involves private parts, they need to tell an adult. Students get to practice naming adults they could tell and then drawing a picture of a trusted adult in their life. Throughout the curriculum, we emphasize that whether a child says no or whether they tell, if something unsafe happens, it's never the child's fault. In weeks 2 through 4, your students will complete a worksheet activity with us in the classroom to bring home. We ask them to be sure to share those worksheets with you so you will know what they're learning. Each classroom also receives a physical copy of our kindergarten rules to hang in a visible spot as a reminder of the lessons from Blue Sky Bridge. Now that we've talked about our kindergarten program, we'll tell you about our third grade program. As you see, it includes many of the same concepts. Like kindergarten, the third grade program consists of 4 lessons. The third grade lessons are 30 minutes each, and they build on what students already know to deliver an enhanced understanding of the material that's appropriate for third grade learners. We use puppets, books, and group activities to keep students interested and engaged. In the first lesson, we talk about the personal space bubble and the difference between safe and unsafe touch. Some students are already familiar with the concepts, and others are learning them for the first time. Day 1 helps us establish a common vocabulary for our lessons. At the end of Day 1, we introduce our body safety rules. These are the foundation for our curriculum, and we return to them throughout the 4 lessons. Each classroom receives a poster with the body safety rules, and each student receives a handout to take home. We encourage students to share the handouts with you, their trusted adult, and to consider posting them in a visible place so everyone who comes into their space, like a babysitter, family members, and even siblings, will know that they have body safety rules. On Day 2, we introduce secrets, surprises, and personal information. Surprises are something you keep quiet about for a short amount of time, and when it's shared, it makes people feel happy, like a birthday present or a surprise trip. Secrets are something someone asks you to keep forever, and they can make you feel sad or weird or icky. Personal information is information that you don't want to share, but no one is being hurt and no body safety rules are being broken. Examples of personal information might be the password to your phone or your computer or your student's lunch number. We encourage students to check with an adult if they're unsure about whether they should keep something private or tell. In this lesson, we also read a book called A Super Brave Kid. The book tells the story of a child named Kit who gets an unsafe touch and talks about what they do to get help from the teacher and their mom. In the story, we remind students that no matter what, it is never their fault, and most kids don't receive unsafe touches, so we don't want them to feel worried. We just want them to be prepared in case they or a friend need help. In the third lesson, we teach students our know, go, tell plan. It means say no, try to leave the situation if you can, and go and tell a trusted adult. We emphasize that whether someone says no or whether they go, the most important part of our plan is step 3, tell. We talk specifically about who kids can tell, and we ask them to identify by name adults in their own lives they can talk with if something makes them feel uncomfortable. The fourth lesson is a review where we bring together everything students have learned and use our puppets to help them practice. Throughout all the lessons, we remind children that it is never their fault, and adults want to know if something is bothering them. It's not tattling, and it's always important to get help from trusted adults. Now we'll talk about 5th grade. Our goal with our 5th grade program is to offer students a refresher on body safety concepts and help them feel comfortable talking to adults as they transition into older elementary and middle school, so they can still get help if they or a friend are in a difficult situation. We use animated videos, games, and lots of energy to talk about topics that feel relevant to 5th graders, like digital safety and boundaries. The 5th grade program consists of one 50-minute lesson. Before we arrive, kids watch a short animated video that covers the concepts we reviewed in our 3rd grade program. For example, safe and unsafe touch and the no-go tell plan. When we start our classroom lesson, we let students know that we are not going to talk about puberty or answer any questions about human development. Our mission is focused on body safety. We tell students that if they have questions, they should talk to their trusted adults about it. We know you are the best source of information, so throughout our programs at all levels, we encourage kids to talk to you. We begin by talking about boundaries and ask students to help us define that word. Your student will learn about 3 different types of boundaries: physical, emotional, and digital. Physical boundaries are about having the right to your own personal space. An example of a physical boundary might be getting to decide who hugs you or how close you might want to sit to someone at the table. An emotional boundary is about having the right to have your feelings respected. An example we share of breaking an emotional boundary would be spreading rumors or gossiping about someone. Digital boundaries are about respecting limits on texting and social media. We know that not all students are online yet, but they likely will be in the future, so we want to introduce some important online safety concepts. Students explore the idea of instincts and red flags and watch a cartoon video that defines boundaries. After the video, we have a small group activity where they work with each other to identify the red flags in a scenario. We tell students that if a situation involves someone breaking boundaries or breaking body safety rules, that is something an adult needs to know about. Many times, fifth graders think they need to be able to solve all the problems on their own. So we remind them that they don't have to have everything figured out just yet, and they should still get help from adults if something seems unsafe. In the second half of the lesson, we talk about consent. We define it as asking for permission to do something. To understand consent, we play a game with the kids where we toss a ball to someone and have them tell us one way you can say yes. After a few tosses, we do the same thing but with no. We address gray areas that can cause some confusion. Things like, I'm not sure, or I don't know. Kids are often surprised to learn that maybe, or silence, doesn't mean the same thing as yes. We spend the last bit of the lesson applying all the concepts we've talked about so far, boundaries, red flags, and consent, to the online world. We watch a cartoon video about making smart choices online. It reviews ideas like don't engage, don't delete, and tell an adult. It says don't share personal information, don't meet up with any online friends in person, and of course, trust your instincts. We tell kids that no matter what, they have to tell their trusted adults, and we encourage them not to let the fear of getting in trouble stop them from getting help when they need it. Before we end, we talk to fifth graders very briefly and lightly about not looking at inappropriate pictures or videos online. We do not say the word pornography or anything similar. All we say is that there is content out there that is not something fifth graders should be seeing. So if they accidentally find pictures or videos of people without their clothes on, or if anyone shows them anything inappropriate, they need to tell a trusted adult. Hopefully this overview of our lessons answered any questions you may have. If there's anything else we can answer, or any resources you would like to continue to have these conversations at home, please don't hesitate to reach out. In the second half of the video, we want to take this opportunity to give you some important tips for nurturing healthy development and preventing abuse. We at Blue Sky Bridge believe it's adults' job to keep kids safe, so the information in this half of the presentation is not something we will be sharing with your students. This is for you as adults to feel informed and empowered to help children grow up healthy and happy. We will offer 10 facts and tips along with specific things you can say to the child or children in your life. Tip number 1, stranger danger is a myth. Avoid emphasizing stereotypes like men in white vans or anything else you might see in movies or TV. In more than 90% of cases, children know their abuser. In 40% of cases, it's another child or teen. So what can you as a safe adult do? Try saying, you remember what you learned from Blue Sky Bridge. If anyone touches you in an unsafe way or asks you to do something that breaks the body safety rules, please tell me. Even if it's someone we know, it doesn't matter who it is, I will believe you. Tip number 2, use the correct name of body parts. Use names like penis and breasts, just like you would naming any other body part. This is important because if something does happen and a child is brave enough to tell, we want to be sure that any adult can understand what they are saying. Knowing the correct names of parts can also protect a child from possible abuse. Imagine a child who can say, "Don't touch my penis, that's private." That's a powerful signal to a potential abuser that the child has solid, accurate information about their body and good communication with an adult who is teaching them. Try saying, "We use the correct names for all of our body parts: eyes, ears, bottom, breasts, etc." Tip number 3, give kids an exit plan. If your child is going to be with someone else, whether it's a babysitter, on a sports team, or with a friend, give them language to use if they want to leave an unsafe situation. Kids don't want to be embarrassed, and sometimes they can't think of an excuse in that moment. Try saying, "If someone is making you feel uncomfortable, you can tell whoever the grown-up or the adult is that you're feeling sick and you want to call me so you can come home." Tip number 4, emphasize consent. All children benefit from knowing that each person's body is their own. We usually start teaching this early when we talk about not touching or pushing others. Each person's body belongs to them, and children need to be able to speak up for themselves and also to listen when others say no or stop. Try saying, "You can use your words to tell people if you don't want them to touch your body. Your body belongs to you." This doesn't mean that you can say no to things like brushing your teeth or buckling up in the car. Those are things that keep you safe and healthy, even if you don't feel like doing them sometimes. It's important for you to respect other people too, so if you hear someone say no or stop, you need to stop. Tip number 5, be their source of information. Be open and honest and let them know you're available. Kids, even older kids, are naturally curious. So if they don't get accurate information from adults, they'll ask their friends, or even worse, the internet. We know that having a one-time talk isn't as effective as many conversations that grow and amplify as your child matures. Think about it in a different context. How many times have you had to tell or remind your child to do something like wash their hands or cover their mouth when they sneeze? Children, like adults, need to hear things many times over a long period in order to internalize them. Try saying, "If you have questions about your body, or if you ever hear something about bodies or relationships from someone else, please come ask me. I'll give you honest answers. I want to make sure you have the right information." Tip number 6, have a no secrets household. Try to get rid of the word secret in everyone's vocabulary as ever being something good. We want children to know that if anyone, an adult or another child, asks them to keep a secret, that should be a red flag and they need to tell. Try saying, "If anyone asks you to keep a secret, especially if it involves anything unsafe, please tell me or another adult you trust." Tip number 7, be brave and ask questions about sleepovers, playdates, summer camps, sports teams, or any other outside activity. Try talking to other adults because it normalizes these conversations and elevates everyone's awareness. You wouldn't hesitate to ask about allergies, so think of this as another safety conversation. Try saying, "Who will be there? What does the supervision look like? Will older kids be keeping an eye on younger ones? If it's an organized club or activity, what training does your staff have on abuse prevention and best practices?" Tip number 8, help kids identify other trusted adults. All children, regardless of age, need multiple caring adults in their lives that they can talk to when something is bothering them. You can help the children in your life specifically name and identify these people. Try saying, "If you had a problem and you didn't want to talk to me about it, or I wasn't available, who are 2 other adults you could talk with?" Tip number 9, talk about inappropriate content online. This may feel surprising in a talk for parents of elementary school students, but it is never too early. The age of exposure to inappropriate online content is 9 for boys and 11 for girls on average. It continues to get younger and younger as children have ever greater access to technology. It's never too early to start talking, and you don't need to use adult words like pornography, but you can talk about what to do if your child sees images or videos of people without their clothes on. Showing inappropriate videos is a common way that older kids and adults groom children, so it's helpful to let your child know that those types of images aren't something anyone else should be showing them. Try saying, "Pictures and videos of people without their clothes on aren't for kids. If you accidentally find something, just close the tab and move on. If someone else tries to show you, please let me know." For older kids, you can add, "You might be curious about your body or changes in your body, but looking at pictures and videos of people without their clothes on isn't good for you, and it will give you the wrong idea about bodies and relationships." Lastly, trust your instincts. This is something we teach in our curriculum and something we encourage you as adults to do as well. If something seems off or you have a sense that it's not right, trust that. Don't try to talk yourself out of it. Often for us as adults, relationships, family, social politeness, and other obstacles seem to stand in the way. But if a situation feels unsafe, trust your instincts and go. Try saying to yourself, "I can trust my instincts. I know that Blue Sky Bridge or other trusted sources are there to help me think through these problems and provide whatever support I need." If you've made it this far, thank you. You are your child's first and most important teacher, and we are here to support you in creating a safe, informed, and trusting environment for your child to grow. Please reach out with any questions, anytime. We're here for you and all the kids in our community.